Right now at noon, a car crashes into 5 motorcycles in southwest Missouri, taking the lives of 4 riders.
We are hot, we are muggy outside. We do have pop-up storms on the way. We'll take a look at your forecast coming up.
And the race to clean up a polluted planet is in the spotlight on World Environment Day.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Southwest Missouri woman is facing fatal DWI charges after authorities say she crashed into a group of bikers over the weekend. This is KOAM News at noon. I'm Tanya Bach. Topping our first 7 minutes, a fatal car crash takes the lives of 4 people in Lawrence County, Missouri. It happened about 11 a.m. Saturday morning between Mount Vernon and Aurora. Troopers say a Toyota Corolla crossed the center line and struck 5 motorcycles. 4 people died, all from Aurora. Total of 10 people riding on the bikes were either killed or suffered serious injuries. The driver, also from Aurora, was arrested for DWI, resulting in the death of 2 or more persons. She suffered serious injuries and was taken by ambulance to Cox South. You can read more about this story, including the names of the victims, on our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. And authorities arrest a Cassville man for murder after discovering a man stabbed to death at a storage facility. It happened around 8:30 Saturday night. Police say a juvenile called in saying he witnessed the stabbing and that the suspect, 30-year-old Richard Randolph, had chased him from the scene with a knife. Officers responded to Miller Storage on Old Highway 37 in Cassville, where they found the body of 40-year-old Andy Hunter from Exeter. Police arrested Randolph near the scene. He's held at the Berry County Jail without bond on charges of second-degree murder and armed criminal action. Well, we are transitioning from a wet weekend into, well, a rather muggy start to the work week. Chris Warner joins us with a first look.
Yeah, we've got ourselves a pretty muggy start out there. Taking a look at the MoDOT camera at 7th and Garden Grove, looking back toward the east. You can see Duquesne Road right there. Plenty of traffic rolling right along and plenty of sunshine out there, making it hot, and the humidity levels are up there, making it unpleasant. KDOT camera 69 and 400, as you can see, plentiful sunshine there as well. Yesterday started the day out at 58, so a little below average, and then we made it to 90, well above average, and just 2 degrees off of a record high. That's how warm we have been here the last few days. And look at this already. We got mid-upper 80s across the area. 85s, Nevada, Lamar, Pittsburgh, Fort Scott, Parsons, 87 in Chanute, Joplin, Neosho, up to 88 in Miami. And it's still going to be warm today. We do have more pop-up storms on the way as we head into the afternoon hours. Then we'll see a pause in this rain by late week, and temperatures remaining warm. I think we've got some better storm chances as we head into the weekend in terms of actual organized, meaningful rainfall. The pop-up storms, yeah, they're great, but they're not really delivering rain that's really useful in the drought situation, but we have some useful rain, hoping to see that into this weekend. And of course, with pop-up storms or any storms, make sure you scan that QR code or go to your favorite app store and download the KOAM Skywatch weather app. It's free and it keeps you up to date on the latest shower storms and anything else you need to know weather related wherever you are. We'll take a full look at your forecast and those weekend rain chances here in just a few more minutes. Tanya?
All right, thanks, Chris. NTSB investigators are expected to arrive at the site of a deadly plane crash in Virginia today. U.S. officials say before crashing, the small plane had flown into restricted airspace. F-16s then scrambled to intercept it, causing a sonic boom that rattled entire neighborhoods in the D.C. area. Now, what caused the crash remains unclear. The military officials say they did not shoot down the plane. Florida businessman John Rumpel told the New York Times his daughter, 2-year-old granddaughter, and her nanny were on the plane along with the pilot. Millions are getting their hands dirty to mark World Environment Day, an event celebrating action around the globe to help save the planet. CBS's Tina Kraus has more.
In the race to clean up a polluted planet, Paris has an ambitious game plan. Working around the clock to make the toxic River Seine swimmable for the Summer Olympics next year.
The biggest polluter of the Seine River are the big rain events, which bring a lot of untreated sewage in the water through combined sewer overflows.
World Environment Day is giving workers an extra push to finish the job.
Our main goal, of course, is the Olympic Games.
4,000 miles east, a sea of toxic foam covers one of India's most polluted and sacred rivers. Activists are calling on the government to wake up and help clean it up. Residents have endured filthy water for decades. It's estimated about 80% of wastewater from households pours into the river untreated. With plastic pollution plaguing the planet, efforts are underway worldwide to get rid of it. In West Africa's Ivory Coast, there's a financial incentive as volunteers get cash for bottles they sell to recyclers. In any language, the message is the same. We need to clean up the environment, he says. I decided to start right where I live. And the United Nations says that's what it's all about. Everyone doing their part to create a more sustainable world. Tina Kraus, CBS News, London.
It's the 50th anniversary of World Environment Day, and this year's theme is Solutions to Plastic Pollution, with people encouraged to share ideas using the hashtag #BeatPlasticPollution. That's a look at today's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Up next on KOAM News at noon, if you're flying the friendly skies this summer, smile. Here on Candid Camera, why airline passengers at some airports may encounter new technology at the security line. And later, we're making tropical pulled pork sliders in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. As the high travel season heats up, airline passengers may encounter new technology at the security line in more than a dozen airports across the country. Digital identification program that uses facial recognition. Transportation Security Administration is under pressure from lawmakers to update technology and cybersecurity, but critics warn this is a dangerous surveillance tool. Chris Van Cleve takes a look.
Good morning.
At the world's busiest airport in Atlanta,
All right, you're fully verified.
the TSA checkpoint has gotten a high-tech upgrade.
You're going to take your ID, insert it into the card reader.
Using this facial recognition camera system to compare a flyer's face to their picture on their ID in seconds.
All right, ma'am, you're verified. Thank you very much. You can step around.
If there's not a match, like here in this demonstration, the TSA officer is alerted for further review.
It's showing that the ID is a valid ID. It's showing non-match because those are two different people.
We view this as better for security, much more efficient because the image capture is fast.
TSA Administrator David Pekoski.
How does that speed things up?
Well, facial recognition first and foremost is much more accurate, and we've tested this extensively. It brings the accuracy level close to 100% from like mid 80% with just a human looking at a facial match.
The program has been rolled out to more than 24 airports nationwide since 2020, but is currently voluntary for flyers. Most images are deleted after use, but some information is encrypted and retained for up to 24 months as part of the ongoing review of how the technology performs. There are skeptics. 5 U.S. senators sent this letter demanding TSA halt the program.
You don't have to compromise people's biometric security in order to provide physical security at airports.
And privacy advocates worry about the lack of regulations around facial recognition and its tendency to be less accurate with people of color.
You have 5 senators that have called on TSA to stop the program. Why continue moving forward with it?
I agree with them in that I want to protect privacy for every passenger, and that I want to deploy technology that's accurate and doesn't disadvantage anybody.
As for passengers opting to use it,
this is a lot quicker way to get through.
Got nothing to hide. So no concerns here. I think it's great.
TSA plans to add the technology to at least 3 more airports by the end of the year. Chris Van Cleve, CBS News, Atlanta.
Still to come on the KOAM News at noon, Mr.
If you've never cooked in a pressure cooker or Instapot, you're missing out. So join us as we whip up some pulled pork sliders in half the time.
But first, we've got more pop-up storms on the way for us this afternoon, and even some more tomorrow. We'll take another full look at your forecast when the KOAM News at noon returns. Welcome back to the KOAM News at noon. It's another hot, muggy day across the area. We were near record highs yesterday. We made it up to 90 yesterday. Record is 92. And it's going to be another toasty one today. Now, the Skywatch Storm Tracker, we're showing it because as we know with these pop-up storms, sometimes we'll get a couple of them here at the noon hour. So far, Nothing out there yet, but that doesn't mean we're not still anticipating pop-up storms. In fact, as we go over the next couple of hours, we should see quite a few of them start to pop up around the area, hence why they're pop-up storms, feeding off that daytime heating. We go to about 6 o'clock, still got them hanging out, but look how quickly, as we start to lose the heating of the day, these showers and storms just die out, and that's going to be the trend again tomorrow for us. As we head into tomorrow afternoon, we'll see another round of pop-up thunderstorms, say around the same time, about 1, 2 o'clock. Now, we're looking at more of them in southeast Kansas tomorrow, but nevertheless, pop-up storms sneaking into Missouri, definitely going to happen as well. Here we are at 6. You can see them around the area. And then again, once we start to lose the heating of the day, we lose those thunderstorm chances. Then we go into Wednesday, and Wednesday we have another possible round of some pop-up storms, but these ones expected to be much more isolated. Here we are 2 o'clock Wednesday. Think back to what this was showing for today and for tomorrow at the same time. There was quite a few of them. Here's one. We go to 4 o'clock. There's maybe a couple more. The rain chances for pop-up storms as we go into Wednesday, much more isolated as we head into Wednesday. Hot outside. You don't need to go outside. We'll tell you it's hot outside. Take a look. MoDOT camera 7th and Garden Grove looking back toward Duquesne to the east. I'm so sorry, to the west. It's looking west. I live in Joplin. Duquesne's to my east. It's natural for me to say Duquesne is to the east. It's to the west from this particular camera, but it is hot. It is sunny. Same from the KOAM studios. Our camera just outside the building here. Looks nice, but it is toasty. And as we take a look at the KDOT camera at 69 and 400, another toasty one. I would not go barefoot outside, especially on the pavement, and make sure you take care of your pets. It's going to be way too hot for them to be walking on concrete and pavement. Take a look at this. 87 in Joplin. We've got sunny skies out there. Feels like 88, but that dew point is up there. Humidity's come down a bit, so that's why the heat index isn't significant, but we still have a 1-degree heat index. We head over to Pittsburgh. Again, sunny skies. 86 feels like 87, and that dew point is up there in that sticky range, but the humidity level has dropped down a little bit. Of course, that will change if we start to see these pop-up storms get going. We've got, for the most part, mid-upper 80s, some lower 80s out to the west. 83 Iola, 84 Neodesha, 87 Chanute, Chatopa, 88 in Miami, 87 Carthage, Neosho. So it is toasty out there. Looking at highs, getting really close to 90 today. Then we'll start to see those pop-up showers and thunderstorms. And if you get under one of them, if that happens late enough, of course, your temperature will drop a little quicker. We'll start to see those partly cloudy skies, mostly cloudy skies. After the storms die out, we'll go partly cloudy overnight, low to mid-60s for our overnight lows. We go into tomorrow, another warm one. We're pushing upper 80s, lower 90s with those afternoon thunderstorm chances. So we're going to go 91 Tuesday and Wednesday. And then we get into Thursday and Friday, and we go to partly cloudy to mostly clear skies. Warm on Thursday, cooler Friday and Saturday as we drop back into the lower 80s. But look at Saturday and Sunday. We're looking at evening thunderstorm chances. They're still going to be scattered, but we're looking at storms that might actually produce some meaningful rainfall across the area. Maybe a couple of pop-up storms as we head into next Monday across the area. Then we go into Tuesday and Wednesday. We go back to partly cloudy skies. But look at Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday in terms of the temperatures. Cooler, you use the finger quotes for that. That's cooler compared to what we've seen, but we're talking upper 70s, lower 80s. But this weekend, looking to be our best chance right now of actual accumulating rainfall that will be at least more useful than what the pop-up storms have been giving us lately.
Is there any risk of, because the temperatures will be so warm this weekend with those rains and storms, that they could be severe, though?
Still a little ways out. We'll keep an eye on that for you. Of course, with any thunderstorm chances, that's a possibility. So it's something we'll keep an eye on. With our pop-up storms today into tomorrow, we're not looking at any strong to severe thunderstorms with that. So that's the last thing we need. We do not need that severe weather. We do need the rain. And by this weekend in the evening, we're looking at some useful rain chances around the area.
I would like you to do me a favor. Get rid of those 9s up there. Lower them to 7s. How about that?
Lower down to 7s. I'll see what I can do. I make no guarantees, but
at least an 8.
I'll see what I can do for you.
All right, thanks, Chris. Well, stick around. We're making tropical pulled pork sliders after the break. Well, it definitely feels like summer outside, and today's recipe combines flavors that will make your taste buds do the hula. We're making tropical pulled pork sliders in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
With all the stuff we have going on these days, it seems that most of us are looking for easy ways to get great meals on the table. without spending all day in the kitchen. That's why today's safer-to-use pressure cookers and Instapots are so popular. You see, when food cooks under pressure, it cooks quickly and is infused with lots of flavor. So let's start by placing a good-sized pork shoulder that we've seasoned on a rack inside our pressure cooker. We add some water, lock the cover, and let it come to pressure. Then we let it simmer for a little over an hour, which is about a third of the time it normally takes. Once it's done and the pressure releases, we carefully take out our tender as could be pork and shred it with a couple of forks. We put it back in the pot, add a bit of barbecue sauce and pineapple tidbits. When it's heated through, it's done. Our favorite way to serve this is on slider rolls. And whether you put these out for dinner or during a game at halftime, everyone will be all smiles. To get the recipe for our tropical pulled pork sliders, all you have to do is visit our website. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a tasty tropical way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Yummy. You can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just go to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Here's a look at our 4-state market prices.
All right, so we got those pop-up storm chances as we head through the afternoon, early evening tonight, near 90. Low 90s tomorrow and Wednesday. More pop-up storms Tuesday. Couple of isolated showers Wednesday. No rain expected Thursday and Friday. And then better, more meaningful rain chances. We're talking accumulating rainfall as we head into Saturday and Sunday evening this weekend. So rain that we actually need and rain that will be beneficial expected by this week.
Bring it on.
I know. We always need rain,
Yes.
especially in the summer. Hey, you don't have to water your plants and water your grass if it rains,
Good plan.
or water your crops.
Yes. That's true for the farmers for sure.
We have coming up tonight at 5.
A lot at 5. For starters, do you ever feel like you or your kids spend a little too much time staring at a smartphone screen? Yeah, well, we're going to show you how Gen Z is leading a mini revolution toward unplugging by looking back to technology from the early 2000s. Plus, flying in and out of Joplin, we're going to look at the history of Joplin Airlines. And a group of preteens is spending the week at MSSU exploring different sports activities. So you join us for those stories, a lot more, of course. It's coming up today on KOAM News at 5.
All right, thank you, Down. Thanks for joining us for KOAM News at Noon. We'll see you right back here at 5 o'clock.